Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite channel, BYJU'S.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being patient with us. Thank you so much for being so cooperative. We were all here. And as you know, Kriti Ma'am and I are not in the same location. So it takes a while, to bring us together so that you have the best smooth experience, right? So it's important that mid-session you should not be having any glitches. So our team is working very, very hard to make sure that it is a good experience for you. And that's why we sometimes may, take an extra 5-10 minutes so that mid-session there is no issue, right, Kriti Ma'am?
Absolutely. And yes, now that the session has started, you can let your friends know and just get them back here. Because I think today's topic is really important. It's something that I'm sure a lot of them are facing problem with. How to manage homework while preparing for midterm. So, our school life is full of activities. There's so much to do. And at times we
Yes.
feel that we really don't have that kind of time. So I think if you're also feeling that way, this session is absolutely meant for all of you.
Yes, definitely. And this was something that I think in the class also they come and they tell, right? Ma'am, we want to come for the class, but we have homework or maybe we have something else. And, we also feel them. We know that they have so much going on. So sometimes we say, it's okay, like if you're not coming for the class, it's fine. Not because we don't want you in class. Sometimes they say that also. Ma'am, what, ma'am? You don't want me in class. It's not like that.
You have a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
So many things are there that you want to get done in a day, and you might be feeling that 24 hours they're also not enough at times. Even I think we all that way sometimes.
Yes, yes, we do feel that. And that is why this class is for all of you, for the question that you've been asking us the most, that I have my midterms coming up and I have homework, I have so many other classes, right? So, of course, we just tackle two things, right, ma'am? I think we're talking about homework and we're talking about midterms. Yes.
Absolutely. And I think this is one topic that we've picked up based on something that you wanted us to come up with, because this was the most common query you people had, that there's so much to do when it comes to homework. There are so many subjects, and every subject related homework is there. Plus, of course, you've got your exams coming up. That's why you need a structured plan, and that's why we are here to make sure that we give that kind of planning advice to you. And yes, see, some of them are saying we really needed the session. Isha
Yes.
says this is like a much needed session.
Yes. And all of you wonderful students out there, as you can see, right here, it is going live on both the channels, right? So we're live on both 9th and 10th and on 6 to 8. So of course, sometimes we may miss out on some of their names, right? Or we may not be able to address all of your comments. We will try our best. Kriti Ma'am and I will definitely try our best. But if we miss something out, if there's something specific that you want to know, let us know in the comment session. Yes? Let us know in the comment so that we can... Kriti Ma'am, we always read their comments, right?
Absolutely. I think that's how we are having this session at the first place, because you wanted us to come up with this session. And most importantly, guys, we might not be able to address your comments, like all of you, as Aishwarya Ma'am said, but we are going to address the common issue that's there. So this is like something that's irrespective of your grade. Maybe you're in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. This is something we kind of feel at every stage. So let's get started with this one. We hope we are perfectly audible. We are perfectly visible. Yes?
Yes. Can you give us a quick
9 subjects, 4 online classes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but we'll try to make sure that we help you out in some way or the other.
Yes. So before we jump straight into the session, let's meet Trisha. I'm sure a lot of you have heard her name by now. For the ones who are just joining us for the first time, she got 99.8%. She's made us, really, really proud.
Yes.
And yes, this time I think we've got historical result, grade 10 result. We have 23 students who've got above 99%. Then we've got 927 kids who've got, between 95 to 99. 1663, I mean, that's like a great number, getting above 90 to 95, and 2600 plus students which have got above 90%, and we are still counting. So this is not yet over. We are still, the team is still compiling this happy data, I would say.
Yes.
So hashtag mehnat ka result aa gaya, and you can see the smiles that we are wearing right now.
Yes, definitely. And of course, kudos to all of you wonderful students out there, because you can see a lot of positivity. They're really congratulating everybody. They're, you know, saying that we're so happy to see this, and we will be proud. One day there is going to be your mehnat ka result also, and we are going to be celebrating that, and we're here to prepare you for that, right? So just believe in us,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely. Believe in yourself, believe in us, because we're like a small family and together we'll make it happen. Don't worry about this. And Aishwarya Ma'am, let's tell them about ANTHE as well.
Yes, definitely. So, of course, you all know about ANTHE, which is the Akash National Talent Hunt exam, right? And of course, if you are passionate to be a doctor or an engineer, right? And if nothing, if you want to explore the field of science, because you can be anything, right? I mean, we, of course, being a doctor and an engineer, of course, is there, but a lot of you aspire to be that. But if you want to explore, learn more, and prepare, give entrance exams, I would definitely say that you should try out ANTHE. Register for free, link is there in the description, right? There's a lot of perks, and we'll also be helping you with the preparation. So it'll be a good starter, right, ma'am, to get a feel of how these competitive exams are. I think ANTHE, I would say, is a starting point for that, right?
Absolutely. And the best part is that registration is for free. So we know you've got this dream. You are aiming to, become a doctor or engineer, or maybe, just excel in whichever field you are aiming at.
Yes.
So this is a perfect chance. This is like your first step that you need to take. And there are many benefits, by the way. Up to 100% scholarship is there. You can know your potential at, all India level. This is kind of
Yes.
amazing because, when we give school exams, we just get to know our rank in school maybe, but this
Yes.
is all across India.
Yes, definitely.
Cash rewards, and the best one, win a trip to NASA.
Yes, we will be doing all that, Akshat. All right. So here,
Yes, Aishwarya ma'am, let's tell them about the dates.
yes, so of course you know that exam dates are up there. You can see that offline and both online exams are there for them, right? So here's a quick reminder that we will be helping you out with the preparation. Please do go register very quickly. Yes, we are starting very soon.
And definitely you can see a lot of rank holders out there on the screen right now, may it be G, may it be NEET. So this exam, ANTHE, is definitely going to help you in the later entrances that you will be coming up with. So as we keep saying, this is like the first step.
Yes.
And we are here to nurture that talent. We are here to support you in every possible way. So quickly, guys, after this session, go. The link is there in the description box. Register, and yes, then together we'll make it happen.
Yes. Right. So, of course, I was just reading some of your comments, so that's why I think, Kriti Ma'am, I got a little lost there. But of all of you guys, I'm sure, in their comments itself, they were saying this. Some of them have their pre-midterm exams going on, and, some of them are saying that with everything that's happening, it's becoming way too much to handle, right? With exams and homework and classes. So, ma'am, what do we do? How can we help our students out, right?
I think, now that the exams are approaching, they have a lot happening in their lives right now. And we understand that. We've also given exams, we've also faced that, and we've also learned something from that. So today we are here to share our learnings with you, and definitely this is going to be beneficial for all of you. A lot of them are saying that, it's kind of becoming difficult to manage everything because the time is limited. So
Yeah.
we really need to manage it in a more efficient manner. So don't worry, we are here to guide you at every step.
Yes.
And for this, we've kind of divided the whole session in 3 bits, right? How to manage homework and study. How homework is going to help you prepare for your exams, and finally how to manage homework and make it less work. I think this is a really
Yes.
exciting thing. If homework could be less of work, then I think half of the battle is won then and there.
Yeah. So honestly, Kriti Ma'am, I think this last point that is there, right? How to manage homework and make it less work. That's something very sadly, I think I learned out of experience, right? Like much later when I was in college was when I realized that, oh, There are some ways when you can manage that. So here we are here to tell you all of our personal experiences, right? Our learnings, somewhere that will help all of you out there.
And I think the best part is when we're writing how to manage, it means that you can manage that.
Yes.
Right. So have that realization that this is something that can be managed. And let's get started with the first one, how to manage homework and study time. So let's get started with this one.
Yes.
I think. All right. Now, how to manage homework and study. First of all, I think the first thing that I did when I was your age, I would just take out a calendar and I would just chart out the hours that I have so that I can divide between homework and learning. Because these are the two things that we have to do. Once we are back from school, we have to focus on two things, right?
Yes.
We have to focus on homework, we have to focus on the classes and learning. So the best way is to basically plan out stuff. So allocate a fixed time for both homework and study. And you can definitely adjust it as and when, because Aishwarya, we won't be getting the same kind of homework every day. Sometimes it's going to be more, sometimes it's going to be less, sometimes the learning part would be more. So we have to keep adjusting it as and when. Right. Now, I think a lot of you would be asking, ki yaar, why to waste time in this? Like,
Yes.
Why to do it at the first place? We keep telling them ki plan kar lo yaar, plan kar lo, but karna kyun hai? Why do we have to do that? I think the most important thing is to form a habit.
Yes.
So this way you will be able to form a habit that's going to take you a long way. How many of you are doing planning? Let's, kind of ask them. How many of you are into planning?
I am.
Do you allocate time? Do you make timetables?
I think as
Yes,
teachers we all are.
I think
of
this
course.
this is what we've learned with time, that this is the way out. Karna hi
Yeah.
padega.
Yes.
It sets a system, it creates a system, and we are able to set it this way. See, a lot of them are saying yes, yes, yes. So it kind of keeps you on the track, keeps you organized, and you can kind of plan ahead also this way. Good,
Yes.
all of you.
I make sometimes. So, Kriti Ma'am, I think one thing I'd like to add here, and maybe they can, since a lot of them say that they do plan, right? I think one very important thing is to have a realistic plan, right? Sometimes we tend to make very unrealistic plans because we want to be everywhere, right? So, in a day, we want to do everything because we're very ambitious people like that. We just, want to be able to do everything, but we also know that what is our biggest, I will not say enemy, but what we're always racing against is time, right? We're always feeling like we're running short of time. Like, I want more time so that I can do this, I can do that, and I can do everything. So I think, ma'am, you also agree, right? Somewhere some of the students here feel that way. Yes? How many, you guys can also tell me this. How many of you feel that way, that you want to do everything?
It's like we start with a very ideal kind of a timetable and we keep moderating, kind of keep changing it with time.
Yes.
Yes, Pragya. See, if you're not making timetable, if you're making a to-do list, that is also in a way prioritizing stuff, what needs to be done first, what needs to be done later. So that is okay. You can definitely improvise.
Yeah. No, the reason why I think Kriti Ma'am I asked this question was because I used to feel that way. I used to feel like I want to do a lot of it at one go. Like, there are so many things and I just don't have time, right? I think when we were students also, we wanted to be everywhere.
Yeah. Everything in one go.
Yes. But the thing is that the reason why we always tell you to make a timetable is simply because you need to balance it out. Right, you need to know that, see, I have only this much time, right? And you need to moderate that. Yes, Kriti Ma'am said that, moderate that timetable. Make sure you plan it accordingly, right? And when you are creating a plan, you all know that your midterms are coming. So create a plan for your midterms. Yes, it could be different for the 9th and 10th graders, and it could be different for the 6th to 8th graders. But please make realistic plans. When I say realistic, if you know that you have only 3 hours and there are only 3 things you will know you will be able to do today, don't feel bad that you didn't do the others. Plan it out for the next day. That's all. Right, Kriti Ma'am?
I think this way they'll learn the importance of prioritizing stuff as well.
Yes.
So you'll know what needs to be done then and there. And what can maybe take a back seat.
Yes, and of course, when you are planning out, I think, ma'am, it's important to dedicate that time for their homework as well, right? To give at least 1 hour. What do you say?
Absolutely. See, at this point of time, you might think homework is something that we just kind of just copy down from the book and we just submit it. I think the only reason some of them are doing homework is the fear of submission and the fear of, teacher maybe scolding them the
Yes.
next day. That's what's driving them to do the homework. That's not the right reason that needs to be there for you to approach doing, this particular task. There are better reasons. We'll come to that. But 1 hour is something that we can definitely take out, yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah.
How many of you feel this way that this is doable?
Yes, a lot of them are saying yes. And for some of you who may say no, Kriti Ma'am and I will tell you why you need to give that 1 hour in just a bit.
So no, bacha, this is not just for grade 10. This is for everyone starting from grade 6 to grade 10.
Yes.
We all get homework, right? Maybe you're in grade 6, maybe you're in grade 10, and you all have your exams coming up. So this is something you need to manage. All right. Now, the second important thing that you have to work on is how homework is going to help you prepare. So let's understand this because, this is the reason why you'll start doing homework. At this point of time, it's the fear that's making you do. But let's understand this better. Now, it says having a habit makes you a disciplined person. Now, this habit might not be just, studying. It could be any good habit for that matter. Maybe having a proper diet, maybe exercising, maybe, completing your homework on time. But a good habit is definitely going to help you in the long run. So, yes, it is definitely going to bring all the positive results for sure. I think, Aishwarya Ma'am, there's a saying also like 21 days, 21-day rule. If you follow something for
Yes.
21 days, it is going to become your habit.
Yes, definitely. And ma'am, there was a book, I think, for those of you who love reading as well, right? I would recommend this book. Maybe for you 6th to 8th graders, it might be little above maybe what you are reading, but for you 9th and 10th graders, it would be something I will definitely recommend you to read. Ma'am, I'm sure you would have also heard of the book on atomic habits, right? Where they tell you on habit
Yes.
building. And they tell you that habit is not something that will come if today you have decided that I am going to wake up every day at 6 o'clock and I'm going to go start playing basketball. It will not be something that you'll be able to do every day. But you have to slowly build to that, right? Small steps that you have to build towards it. First, wake up at maybe, maybe if not 6 o'clock, you can start by, maybe, okay, if you normally wake up at 7, maybe make it 6:45, make that, 6:40 and slowly build it. Then your body will also be able to sort of accustom to that, right, ma'am?
Absolutely. So I think whatever time suits you and whatever is your ideal time, you have to bridge that. Right now, you might find it suitable that I get up at 7:30, say just for example, and the ideal time is 5:30. Now slowly you have to bring it down your way at your own pace.
Yes.
There is no comparison here. This is something that you have to do at an individual level.
Yes.
Yes. Aishwarya ma'am, what's the next important point?
So I think this is something which is for all of you, right? So, okay, before I go ahead with this, for those of you who are saying maybe you wake up late, you are not well. It's not that if you don't wake up early, you are not disciplined. It depends. I think habits are different from people to people, right? So I think it's very important that you don't feel that way that, oh, just because I'm waking up early, it is you are a good student. We also had a class where, some of them are morning larks while some of us are night owls. I'm a night owl, right? It differs. Ma'am, are you a morning lark or a night owl?
I'm a morning person. So see, it's working for both of us. And
Yeah.
this way also it can work for all of you.
Yes. So, okay, coming back to
Someone
that.
saying I get up at 3 a.m. and they're like 3 a.m. thoda zyada jaldi nahi ho gaya.
No, I mean, I understand some of you may wake up at 3, but on a longer run, your body also needs rest, right? So, very important to have rest, right, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely, guys. I think moderation is the key. No extremes. Not too early, not too late.
Yes, I think that's the best. Okay, coming back because I got digressed there. So, how does doing homework or some of you feel like, ma'am, homework is waste of time, I'm anyway copying, I have to just write something, right? So for those of you who may not invest time in their homework or procrastinate and keep that homework for later, trust me that when you do your homework, it actually prepares you for your exams, right? And ma'am, can you tell them how that's going to actually help them prepare for the exams?
So, this is something that you will realize with time. Say, suppose you're doing your homework and you get stuck somewhere. At this point of time, you have enough time in hand to actually, make up for that. Kind of work on your mistake, figure out what you're not understanding. But if this happens right before your exam, you will panic. You will not have time to figure everything out. So, when you're doing your homework, it is in a way telling you about your strong and weak concepts. If you're doing it all by yourself, if you're copying it, it's kind of no use. I hope you're not doing that. But yes, when you do it yourself, it tells you if you've understood the concept or not. And this is how you actually benefited doing it before the exam.
Yes, definitely, definitely. They do it in school on another day.
And yes, as we were talking about the strengths and weaknesses, there are always some topics which we think we'll be able to cover in no time. And then there are some topics which we feel they're going to take forever to, for us to understand those topics. Now, this clarity you will get only by doing the homework. Don't take it really for granted, because this is something that will come slowly. You will develop the habit, you will understand. I copy the homework. I can see a lot of them are saying, all copy. Achha, all copy my homework. Okay.
Oh. Yes.
So if you're doing your homework all by yourself, I think you'll definitely benefit.
Yes. Some are saying that some of them do half homework at home and half at school. But as long as you're, I think...
Very important point, actually.
Yeah. But I think, ma'am, as long as they are investing their time to, do the homework, I think that is the best thing that we'll have to, sort of appreciate them for, right?
Yes, see, the major funda is so that you have enough time to reflect upon your mistakes. And that will happen only if you regularly keep doing your homework. See, homework is just directly your, syllabus-based questions. If you're not able to do your homework, how will you be able to give the exam and write those answers? If you're not able to do, say, 1 or 2 questions or 10 questions right now. So yes, understand the importance of doing it way before your school exams, because definitely you'll realize that when you appear for the exam, some of the questions are, going to be the same also. This happens.
Yes. That's a very
Happy at that
insider...
point of time.
Yeah, that's a very insider trick, right, ma'am? I think that is there, because the teachers will be like, you know what, let's give them a homework question. And some of them, if the teachers feel like maybe they're copying here and there, they're like, okay, let's give this in the test. I would say that that's a very insider trick that is there.
Yes, coming from teachers, we're letting you know this.
Yeah. That's also why we tell you to give your homework answers, right? We give you homework questions even in our videos. We tell you to give the answers in the comment and we check it because we also know.
So Aishwarya Ma'am, how do you think it's going to help them manage their doing homework, and it kind of makes them feel कि इसी से तो time manage नहीं हो रहा. So how are they going to manage time better this way?
Right. So, of course, when we talk about it, because, ma'am, there were some students who were also saying that, I'm not able to manage my time. I'm not very good at time management. Yes. So, time management starts with first you all understanding for yourselves. And we will never, there's a reason why we never give you a set timetable, right, ma'am? Because I think it works differently for different people, right? How they would want to manage their time.
True.
So here if you
I
see...
hope you're understanding this.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Right. So, of course, in this case, if you see, make sure you set a strict timeline. Like how ma'am said, do the hardest ones first, right? Do the ones where when you do your homework, you understand your strength and weakness. You figure out, okay, this is not my strong suit, so I'm going to spend some more time, right? And plan it. Give yourself at least 45 minutes to do that particular thing. But it is important that you are just not writing, copying blindly and then just going for the sake of finishing, right? Because I think, ma'am, sometimes they also listen to music or, something would be running and they'll be doing their homework, right? So then a lot of distractions are also there. So I think it's important that you focus, set a time, then study along with doing your homework. That way, a lot of things happen with managing it.
Absolutely. And I think when we have deadlines, it kind of makes it easier for us to manage time. So
Yes.
that also happens. So when you'll have your own set deadline, by deadline I really don't mean the exam wala deadline. It's something that you're setting for yourself. That this needs to be done in so much of time. This way you'll able to manage your time better. There is going to be, an upper cap, an upper limit by, up to which you have to complete that.
Yes. So I would say 35 to 40 minutes is a good time, right, ma'am? I think to start off maybe for maybe a tough subject like maths where there may be a lot of questions that they get as homework.
So yes, this definitely depends on your grade. So if you are in grade 6 to 8, maybe you'll have a different approach. For grade 9 and 10, they can maybe, take it for till a longer period of time.
Yeah.
That's good, Shagun. Yes, Yash says daily target should be there. And I think we all agree with you, Yash.
Yes. Very good, guys. Very good.
Now I think we are starting with the most important bit of the session, that is how to manage homework and make it less work. So we've understood that we need to manage it at the first place, and we've understood that it's important, it's going to help us prepare for the exam. But now how do we do that? Like, we kind of have addressed the problem. Now let's see what the solution is. So let's get started. So do you tend to about homework after school? Because I think I would kind of reason, do you happily forget about homework after school? Because some of us like, हो जाएगा, कर लेंगे. Do you do that, guys? You're like, we're done with the school hours. Now we're not going to open the books.
Sometimes.
Yeah. This happens.
It used to happen to me in school.
This is like, I think it's kind of organic. It just happens.
Yeah.
Or maybe you hate it when somebody tells you to do something, your parents or maybe your friends or anybody for that matter. At times, your teachers bugging you, kar lo, homework kar lo.
Yeah.
So yeah, these things happen. And this kind of makes us really confused as to how to manage it. And that's why let's understand this together, and let's see which are these 8 steps that are going to help us for sure. So let's get started with the very first one, that is understand the assignment. See, understand what needs to be done. This is like the bare minimum to begin with. How can you do something without even understanding what needs to be done? Now, while you understand this, you might come up with a lot of doubts. So don't be afraid to ask doubts. Aishwarya Ma'am, sometimes it just takes a minute to ask a doubt. And if we don't do that, we kind of spend rather hours thinking about this or with it later that night. So this is a big no-no. Instead, just go and ask that doubt.
Yes, definitely. And I think maybe the small things, right? Maybe sometimes there could be ways in which they could actually save their time in it as well, right? If they could just get their doubts clarified up front.
Yeah, and it can be as, I would say, as stupid as certain homework being done on rule or, plain sheet, or maybe, some summer vacation homework. Could be anything. If you have a doubt, ask it then and there. Otherwise, while you'll be buying at the shop, you'll be confused. Ye lena hai ki ye lena hai, you'll spend more time. This is just an example, but I'm sure you have a lot of more things, more complicated stuff.
Yes.
But the point is very simple. The point is ask. Don't think about whether the doubt is big, small, stupid, intelligent, doesn't matter. Ask to get your mind clarified about that thing. Then only you'll understand what needs to be done.
Yes. Right. So
Good, Anchal.
It's a very important point that Kriti Ma'am has mentioned. Second point, of course, is to get started right away, right? So here there are 2 things. One is, when you're getting started right away, it may seem like I'm saying the same thing again, but like we told you, right? It's important that you start off with the chapters that you are not feeling very, strong with, and once you've identified your strength and weakness, yes, and use your time wisely. So sometimes you will have, free hours, maybe sometimes there'll be like substitution classes as well, where, maybe there's not much happening in class. And when we used to have substitution class, sometimes what we do is we'll be talking to our friends or we'll be doing something else. But you could also use that time wisely. And whatever free time that you may have, if it's a free period, you have nothing else to do, spend that time to write. Do your homework then and there. Yes?
And Aishwarya ma'am, these days it's not even allowed to like talk. Things have become like more kind of disciplined now. So वो भी नहीं कर सकते अब तो.
I did not know that about that, because I think I was a very talkative kid, so I think that's where I'm coming from.
So yes, I think this point definitely you should hear from ma'am for sure then.
Yes. So guys, it is very important that you use this time wisely, right? Very good. You can complete your notes, or in case if you want to also see with notes as well, I feel like another thing is it's part of self-study as well. So you want to make notes also, you can do if you're making your self-study notes, that is, right? So I think it's very important that you use your time wisely.
Guys, by this, we definitely don't mean that, if you have a PT period or, playing period, you kind of, not go there, not play, and instead you study. This is not the purpose over here. The purpose is when you really cannot do anything productive. At that point of time, you can definitely use.
Yes.
So during substitution periods, definitely at that point of time, you can't go out and play. You can't talk to your friend. You can just maybe look at the walls, look at the fan, look at your classmates, and, that's all that you can do in a class at this point of time. At that point of time, you can definitely make it better. Or maybe zero period. A lot of them are saying zero period can be utilized. Good that you're figuring out ways, at your own level.
Yes, game period is important. Very, very important. Like, I think that is like a break where you need to go out and even whatever is it that you do in game period, just, go and do not, like, I think they shouldn't waste that game period there, right?
I think game period is the most special one. We would never ask you to do the homework during that time. Alright, next, see. We understand that you're trying to utilize some time in school, but you might not be able to finish everything there. That means now you need to know what is left and how much time needs to be given to that. So yes, for that, again, you would be requiring a homework plan. Kind of a budget, just like you think how to spend money, you would also have to think how to spend your time. That is kind of equally important. We keep saying time is money. So when we spend, we think, but when we spend time, we don't think. So I think this is also something that we need to start, and this comes, as in when you develop this habit.
Yes. Definitely.
They are saying we never miss game class. I think out of whatever we've spoken, this is what they've picked up. कि हम games period miss नहीं करते. So yes, budget your time for homework after school, because time is fixed, guys. Time is fixed and you need to spend it wisely. So begin today itself. Even if you've not done it earlier, that's okay. Start today, start tomorrow, but start working on that. That's very important. And make time for everything. As we were telling you, aisa nahi ki, you just have to do homework or your studies. You have to make time for everything, because everything in a way contributes to your overall performance, overall comprehensive learning and growth.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So don't forget to, aisa nahi ki meal skip kara and that's how you're doing your homework. No. You can just shorten your free time and then utilize the rest for homework.
Very good, everyone. We can see a lot of them are saying yes. Yes, Ali, very good.
So, Aishwarya Ma'am, it's very important where we work also. Like, how do you think is this point so very important when it comes to managing homework?
I think it's very important, ma'am, because we have a space, right? Like, for example, I think I'll take a very common example. Sometimes we tend to sit on the bed and we write. But normally, like, when we are on our cot or when we're in the bed, that is where we sleep, right? So it's very important that you are comfortable, you have a study space in your house, but don't get too comfortable also where if you're, lying down and, maybe sleeping and you're just, writing. And I think it's very, very important that you don't get too comfortable also. Have water. So whenever you are studying or especially when you're doing your homework, have a proper posture. Sit upright, right? So because that also helps that kind of tells our brain, right? It's time to get serious. But if you're on the bed and we're writing, sometimes you're like, maybe I'll take a small nap. So I think
your brain, your heart, everybody will tell you. Sleep, sleep.
Yes. So
and
keep a space.
This is a very important point.
Yeah. So I think it's important, and ma'am, I think a lot of them were asking that is it like sometimes I may listen to music and I may do my homework, or sometimes I maybe sing something like that. So are these like very bad things that they are doing?
So it really depends on you. If you're not getting distracted by music, if it is something complementing your learning phase, that's okay. But I would suggest while practicing, that's okay. But if you're learning something, then at that point of time, say suppose you're learning some definitions, some concepts, at that point of time, maybe music would not be the best of options. Though definitely listening to music is everyone's kind of favorite, habit and hobby both, I would say, because it brings a lot of happiness. It adds infinite fun to our lives. But having said that, you need to decide when to do it.
Yes.
Practicing questions, it's okay. Learning, I think you might get distracted at that time.
Yes. And ma'am, just one small thing I would like to add here. Of course, when we're talking about having a space, I think one more, sometimes what we do, right? We get like a few things on our table. We'll be like ready to study, and then like, oh, I didn't get this pen. Oh, this other book is somewhere else. And then we'll get up, go, get up, go. It sort of breaks the cycle of, that zone that we're studying in, right? Or even whether it's for homework, that zone sort of breaks. So I think even preparation, whatever you need, you'll have to have it in the beginning itself, right?
Absolutely. And just one small addition. In fact, I'll say this is a small suggestion. Don't wear your night suits when you're in the study mode, because I think you will never get into that zone at the first place then.
Yes, definitely. Bag should be kept in the side. Have all your materials with you so that you have everything with you. You will not go and you are ready. And mom, then they'll get to work, right?
Yes, and I think this has a lot of dimensions, a lot of, ways to look at this. You have a lot of work, we know. You have to manage homework, you have to manage learning, you have to manage everything. You've understood that, doing homework is eventually going to help in your exams, and that's why it's very important as well. Now, while you're in the process of doing a lot of work, you might get stuck at times. At that point of time, do not waste time with that particular topic or homework question or anything. Instead, you can take help. Maybe from your parents, your friends, your teachers. And in case I said, in case of friends, be very careful that you're not chit-chatting the whole night. You're calling, acha, question ka answer bata. And then after the question was minutes and rest, it's all about chit-chatting. Let's not do that. But speak and, get your doubts clarified for sure.
Yes.
And yes, tackle the toughest homework first, because again, energy wise, we are at the best level for sure. So at that point of time, if you feel that some that is tough for you, you will be able to concentrate in a better manner, because that energy is still there with you. With time, it's going to go down. At that point of time, pick up the easiest one. So this is very important. We tend to start with the easiest one, and by the time we reach the tough homework, we're like, do it anymore. Try the reverse. Try with the toughest one and come down to the easiest one. And yes, I think next point, unplug from social media. I think notification is like the best sound, isn't it, Aishwarya Ma'am?
Yeah, best, and I would say sometimes also distracting.
Best distraction. I think we put it that way.
It is the best distraction.
So yes, you need to definitely unplug from social media. We understand you've uploaded some picture, you will get likes coming up, or maybe some video, you'll get comments coming up, or maybe in general some messages coming up, but then all of that is going to take you away from your concentration, from your concentrated zone that you've built up with a lot of difficulty. So
yes,
there would be a lot of things to distract you and very less to keep you going. So you need to at least decrease the chances of getting distracted.
right. And of course, get help when you need it. Now, of course, I think in the beginning itself, I think Mom has told you guys that if you are having any doubts, ask your teachers, ask your friends, right? Reach out to us so that you will be able to figure it out. Okay, this is where I have to go. But sometimes what also happens is that we tend to get very overwhelmed, right? With all the work, I do understand when they have such a packed schedule, they also tend to feel very overwhelmed about everything that is happening. Oh, my plan did not work out, or oh, I have this much work left, I have so many things that's going on. So when all this happens, I would say that, talk it out, right? Talk to your teachers, talk to your counselors if you have, or talk to your friends. Yes, so it's very, very important that not to feel that feeling of being burdened. You should not have that, because it happens when a lot of things piles up and then you start feeling stressed, and all those things start coming that way. But it's important that you voice it out. So if you're finding some homework very tough, and it's also hampering with your midterm preparation, reach out to your teachers, ask them, can you please help me out with this so that I can also study better? Because I think as teachers, we're all there for them at all times, right? We do understand. So they'll also definitely reach out and help them out. Yes, ma'am?
Absolutely. That is, I think, a very important point that we have over here. You can actually do your homework with your friends. And next important point is taking breaks. I think active breaks are very much required. In fact, you can take, tech-connected breaks as well if you feel that, if you have this fear of missing out. Definitely
Yeah.
after some time, you can just, chit-chat with your friends, but then keep it to a very limited time. I think this is where the hobby plays a
Yes.
major role. So yes, use your break time for that.
And of course, last but not the least, reward yourselves, right? So when you complete a task, yes, and of course when when you planned out even 3 things in a day and you did it. I think Kriti Ma'am, we took a session together on self-confidence, right? Give yourself a pat on the back.
Yes. So even small little things. You've completed the homework. That's like a milestone in a very
Yeah.
generic way, I would say. Little aims you need to have, and you need to keep targeting for better and better.
Yes.
And yes, so build upon your strength and fix your mistakes, and we are very, very sure this way, the goal would definitely be achieved. So yes, with this, you've understood all the points that we had for all of you. So it goes without saying, Aishwarya Ma'am, we've got them covered.
Yes, at all times. And again, I think a lot of them are saying, ma'am, they don't have time for hobbies. Ma'am, I think we both would strongly recommend, right, that they should be making some time for their hobbies.
Make time for your hobbies, and suddenly you'll realize you're able to make time for everything, because that kind of refreshes your mind, and this way you can use the time for other stuff in a more efficient manner.
Yes.
And
Yes, so
yes, we've told you about ANTHE. So the registration is for free, guys. Quickly go ahead and register yourself. The link is there. Yes, Aishwarya Ma'am, over to you.
Yes, everyone. So this is a quick reminder for, of course, 5th of November. So always be there for the online and offline exams. Do register. Yes, and of course, show your love to us by liking this video. And here's a quick reminder on the mission midterms.
So yes, we have a mission now, that is to ace the exam. Your midterm exams are approaching. So yes, this is going to happen on this channel. We will be there to support you. We'll come up with all kinds of sessions for all of you. So stay with us and let's do it together.
Yes. So yes, show us your love by liking this video, share it with your friends. If you want to know more from us, right? Because this was a topic that was there in the comments that we picked up and we're here for you. But if you want to know more from us, please let us know in the comment section below, because I think we're always reading their comments.
Absolutely, your comments are important to us. That's definitely a given. And yes, guys, keep smiling. Yeah, kuch nahi hota. Don't worry so much. Keep working hard. We are there for you, and we'll see you super soon again. Take care.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Good night.